Well, it was a very, very difficult interview at the end of a very, very difficult day, a sort of horribilis half hour for Mr Corbyn, because I think for the first time in the election, he was really taken out of his comfort zone. The Labour leader is very at ease talking about spending money, more cash for public services, more cash for public sector wage rises, and so on, much less at ease about how you pay for it and who is going to pay for it. And it seemed to me Mr Corbyn was forced to acknowledge a series of fairly significant concessions. First off, that the Labour assertion that 95% of us won't have to pay any more in tax is not quite correct, because he was forced to concede that actually those receiving the marriage allowance, around 2 million people, will lose it. Now, that's about £250 a year. He was also forced to concede that some lower income families who receive an annuity and a share dividend, they will be hit by changes to share dividend tax. He was also forced to acknowledge that the costings of the Labour programme was perhaps not as fully costed as it should be, because it emerged that the recently announced extra cash for the WASPy women, a cool 58 billion, was not in fact in Labour's grey costings book. And lastly, he was forced to concede that this money would come from borrowing. And why that matters is because Labour have always said that they will only borrow to invest for infrastructure and capital spending, not for day-to-day expenditures.